We will get this party started shortly. Just finishing sending out the notifications. I apologize for the late start to this night. I'm actually going to change background music to this. There we go. And welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad. And we are back with day 2 of Archipelago Raid for the first of the year. That being said, let's just get into how the different regions are doing. Tower levels, the level 6 towers and the level 5 checkpoints have all been unlocked at this point. So hopefully you all have built to those points, have taken them as soon as possible. You're going to want to build to your level 7 treasure city as quickly as you possibly can. As we've discussed before, defense definitely works in your favor. So let's just go ahead and start with our region. Here in G4, Azure has taken their 6 and their level 5 and have begun building towards the level 7 treasure city. We are set up to be allied with Golden. They have taken their 6 and their 5 with no issues. Crimson is building towards their level 6 checkpoint as well as their level 7 treasure city simultaneously, with Jade having taken their 6 and 5 and working towards level 7 without much issue. Just know that the treasure city unlocks a full day before the level 6 checkpoint, so it is best to go ahead and complete your line to the level 7 treasure city before you start building to the checkpoint. There's just no benefit doing it the other way. That being said, back to my shelter. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the other... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and look at 2 regions first, because there was some interesting going on in those regions when we left off yesterday. As expected, the northeast level 6 tower has not been taken yet, because Jade ended up coming and pushing down Azure out of their space. Jade has set up a defensive formation around their level 6 tower to try and ensure that Azure can't come over and take it easily, but it doesn't look as if Azure is going to listen to that. However, they are building the other direction, which is going to cause them problems because Golden has taken this way. That leaves easy rewards for Crimson to come over here and take if they so choose. So, as of right now, we know that Jade and Azure are probably a little bit weaker going into the rest of the fight. Hopefully that doesn't cause them problems when factions are decided. With no one taking this one up here, it's very possible that Jade ends up allied with Azure because of this. Moving on. The other region that had some goings on is G6. G6 also had quite a bit of fighting going on down here in the southeast corner, but there's still some connection here, and with rallies still ongoing. However, it does look like they are going to get pushed back. If you all give me just one moment, I will center in over top of this to make sure nothing's happening. 2 seconds. Apologies. have returned. It does look like all of the towers in Azure space have been burned and will likely be removed before I get a chance to get back to them. So we'll get to see. We might have a bit more action going on down here to try just to have these people try and protect their shelters. But before we get into that, let's head on over to G1. I don't expect a lot to happen out of G1, perfectly honest. We have Jade. They've taken their 6 and 5, built towards the 6 first. Azure is primed to be paired with Jade, and they aren't building very quickly. But speed isn't really an issue in a archipelago as quiet as this one. So they have all day to get up here to level 7 before it unlocks. You have Golden, who has ROK, who have already made it to their level 6 checkpoint. So they can build up to their level 7 without much issue, and Crimson, along the same boat, have started building this direction. Plenty of time to make it to their 7 and their 6. Then we will head into G2. G2 was also a fairly laid back one. Azure has taken their 6 and their 5, and it appears they're heading over to the 4 here in order to get this additional materials per hour, which can come in handy, especially as tower costs get more expensive. Then you have Jade, who have built down to their 6 and their 5 and have started to build up towards the 7. Crimson, same deal. However, it looks as if they have a misplaced tower here, so hopefully that doesn't hurt them too much. And Golden has built all the way to their level 6 checkpoint, and they'll have plenty of time to make it down to their level 7 treasure city. Be interesting to see how the different matchups will be once, the level 7s open up. People get to decide who they want to be paired up with. Finally, for the top 6, since we went ahead and covered 6 already, we have Azure, who have built into their corner fairly well. Golden, done the same and have started to build towards their level 6 and 7 without much issue. Crimson, same deal, have just made it to their tower, their tower and checkpoint with 1 tower past it. Jade has 4 towers past theirs, but that is something that you want to remember. Taking the other checkpoint, you're the only legion that can take it. No other legion can come over here and take this checkpoint from you. It's almost better to try and do this early, when you have the excess resources. If you're strapped for resources as is, building the 5 towers in order to get there seems counterproductive, but you do get 360 per hour. So keep that in mind. If you get it early enough, it can definitely start working for you. For those who don't remember, Anne-Marie was one of the rally leaders during the rallies that were happening in Region 6 yesterday. Hey, Gavin. Good to see you today. Anne-Marie led the ranged rally. Actually, yeah, Hugh Janus, it happens like that. I'm trying not to constantly have to look at my microphone in order to get it to work properly, but still trying to work on that. Let's see. Oh, put it. I don't. Do you know if it's good to take Peterson and Victor to protect your shelter? Your personal shelter? Yes. That is actually probably one of the most effective shelter garrisons currently, because there's no way you have all of a single troop in your shelter. If you do, you're going more into one troop than I could ever dream of. But you're gonna have gathering troops. You're gonna have your ranged, your riders, infantry, whatever you're not focusing on. Victor powers up all of them. Here, I'll just go ahead and just looking at Victor. I don't have him upgraded well enough yet because I've only had one time with him. That being said, when garrisoning, he's got one of the strongest skill damage is out there at 12.5 with an increase of 15% when garrisoning. A modest 34% increase total to all squads, not just any particular troop type. A flat reduction in skill damage taken is really nice in garrison situations, because primary damage you're going to be taking is skill damage in the first place. So, especially with these Julia Lewis rallies out there, Bella Svens, you're going to be taking a lot of skill damage. Just knock that off by 17%. Wonderful. When squad contains 2 or more types of troops, you have another 20% increase. So we're already looking at a 54% increase to stats across the board. Well, I say across the board, you get what I mean. 54% increase in stats is nice. Then you've got another 20% increase to HP. So the reason why Victor pairs so well with Peterson in this case is that 20% plus the 17% boosts Thunder's healing. Heal factor is based off of HP. Well, so the higher your HP, the better your healing is going to be able to do. So he boosts all of your troops' HP by 37% when in garrisons. This and basic attacks have a 20% chance to deal additional damage to the target of 1920. When you first read it, this doesn't sound as good as it is. However, 2 things to note. 1, it's a 20% chance, not a 10. That means 1 in 5 times this is going to go off. 2, there's no timer. I almost didn't notice this when I first saw him. There's no timer on this. This could happen, technically this could happen back to back to back, and that 1920 is even with a single round of combat. From a garrison, a single round of combat hurts. So you're getting an extra round of combat on average once every 5 seconds, but depending on how often it happens for you in a row, it can really put the hurt on a rally team. His Awakened is nothing fancy, it just solidifies him as a solid garrison commander by upping it by another 5% for his skill damage and another 1250 for his skill damage. Really nice. Peterson is still the king when it comes to garrison captains because of that heal. And thank you, Aubrey. I'm mainly just readjusted where it was so that it sits in front of me more comfortably. Because I have a pretty wide screen on my computer and I have multiple screens open. So if I look away too far, it muffles my voice a little bit. So I kind of have it more situated in front of myself, and I probably need to do better so that I can look at my screens at the same time. Hello? I don't have a lot of friend space left. Good morning. Are we keeping the building to checkpoint 6? Why we build to level? Because why not? One, I've made a lot. I was going through my videos the other day and I realized I've made over 150 videos for Doomsday right now. And that feels ridiculous to say. I started this back in, I want to say April or May of last year. So it's hard to believe that I've been doing this for 9 months now. Sad that I haven't gotten to 1,000 subscribers yet. Wonder why that is. But anyways, yeah, I've been doing this for about 9 months. I had like 173 videos. For those of you that didn't see what was happening in Anne-Marie's island yesterday, they had some really phenomenal rallies and field battles going on. I actually have the rally on my stream from yesterday. It was about 45 minutes long, and it was towards the end of my stream if you wanted to go watch it. They had a very solid Bella Sven Rider rally, followed by a very well-built Julia Lewis rally. But because there were 2 other Julia Lewises on the field at any given time, you could watch the Thunder Lewis garrison get what I like to call stun locked, or if you want to think of it better, silence locked. Thunder wasn't able to use his skill. Let's see. Got the warehouses ready to go. Doesn't appear to be a whole lot going on right now, so instead of just watching me do random day, G6, and watch them destroy the blue area. And it has been destroyed. I'm doing okay. About as okay as I can be. I will go ahead and admit and apologize if I cough quite a bit this evening. I did get out of urgent care this morning for inflammation in my lungs again. So I will try and mute the mic if I feel like I'm going to cough pretty heavily, but I apologize if I don't make it in time. That being said, I'm here, I'm streaming, I'm otherwise doing pretty good. Looks like they are trying to set up a defensive position, but they don't appear to be done yet. So we're likely going to see some more rallies. It's interesting how Azure did manage to get over here, though. Like, I'm honestly kind of curious how they managed to, after... Yeah, sorry, let me finish my thought first. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't manage to get over here after the fights that were occurring right here around the checkpoint in the first place. But it looks as if Jade re-rallied and took back the space. Or maybe they were just more focused on getting the checkpoint taken care of, which can't really blame them. They have all day to get their towers up to the level 7, despite, you know, materials. That being said, Seuss, yeah, G1, not a lot going on. G1 and G2 won't get any action until halfway through day 1 of the second phase, and that's just kind of how it's set up. There was actually, and I'll go over this again in case, you know, developers do happen to come and watch these videos. I was discussing this with Z the other day, just yesterday actually. There is a way that they could rearrange this map and make it so that there would be action throughout the entire thing. First off, you would have to eliminate where Crimson and Azure take hold. All 4 legions would start in the 4 corners. There would be no space here. And the first fight for the first 2 days would be these 2 legions fighting against each other for the center. Whoever takes the center wins this side. And same with the other side. You take the center, you win this side. Your ally, or pushing to the center, is the loser from the opposite side. So if you had A, B, C, and D, say A beats D down here, you have A, and then the north side B beats C down here. So you have A and B on these sides. B would be paired with the loser from this side, D. A would be paired with the this side, C. That gives incentive to destroy your enemy legion completely. And if there's incentive to fight that hard, they will. Because then you're giving your enemy a much weaker ally for when you start to move towards the center. Then you still have 2 fairly strong legions and 2 recovering legions trying to fight for the center. If that makes sense. Personally, I like that idea because even if you shortened it down to a 4-day event for the same thing, it would be a lot more fighting going. Which, who doesn't like? Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to check. Event calendar. Top commanders coming up. No. Okay. I gotta wait. The island was more fun in the beginning. I feel like trading island for Archipelago Raid traded fighting at the beginning versus fighting at the end. Because a lot of the fighting in Island Raid happened in the first 2 days. Whereas the fighting in Archipelago happens in the last 2 days. But the thing I didn't like about Island is the fact that it was decided before the final day. Whereas Archipelago, you can guess, but nothing is set in stone. Like, I can look at G1 and say, hey, ROK's winning it. I was looking at that order. I could look at this and say, oh, ROK is winning this. That may not be the case. I don't think any of the other alliances have a chance of pushing too hard against ROK, but yeah, it's possible. John, well, let's say the 2 big alliances said one will lose and one will win, so that they be on the same team. Legions try to do that all the time. Legions already try to do that. There's very much a diplomacy game as soon as you figure out who you're matched with. Well, Jade has to. There's very little chance of Jade being paired with Golden. It would literally have to be Azure and Crimson both taking Jade's towers, and then Jade being put with Golden as kind of a pity match, so to speak. So Jade has to stand against them. And LAS and Syndicate do have some power behind them. I won't say that they won't, that they don't. We can go ahead and look at them. I mean, 5.6, it's not nothing. I won't say that. But I don't know if they can stand up to the level of play that ROK brings to them. Yeah, ROK is going to go with Crimson, which... yeah, Crimson is Deathlock. They also have Spec, who does fairly well in where they get placed. LM4S has shown up quite a bit, so they will be able to help support, but I would not be surprised if ROK carries this. The thing I really hate about the matchmaking in G1, and this has happened twice now, is that Golden and Jade get much stronger legions, much stronger alliances than Crimson and Azure do. There's a 2 to 3 billion power difference. Well, 2 to 3 billion strength difference. It doesn't make any sense. Yes, AOW was AFK. That's why I kind of said Deathlock under my breath, because he was there, but he wasn't. They came out to the field and then didn't. There's a couple of their players that will come out and fight and mess around, but as an alliance, I don't think they do much. I would love for them to prove me wrong. Okay. Heading on back to G6, if you don't mind. If you all have any additional questions or have any if you have any questions about the game, please feel free to ask. I want to see G6 come out here, and here in about 4 minutes, they're going to start launching rallies again. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and check my... Don't leave it in the chat if I'm going to use. I do love that that is an option. You can reinforce each other. Send me. First off, fly, boo. WTO. Who is he? Yeah, ROK, I know all 4 of those. They are the same ones that were heavy hitters last time around. LAS wanting to come out and play is really nice. WTO1. Let's see. No, Peterson is leader, Victor is support. Peterson is still the better garrison captain. on while towers being built. UT. You. And where are you from? Oh, you're New Power. New Whales. New Whales come with some armaments, man. It sucks so much. Regional allies. They've got a couple other higher power players, but you can tell here's their primary. And that's going to definitely help. So yeah, sadly, one or two people does not make the entire fight. It definitely helps boost morale, and depending on who it is, it can make a difference between whether or not you're going to have field support or not. Like, for example, we were watching Tony move around yesterday. Evil had come from all the way across the map. Here, we'll go to G6 to kind of illustrate what happened, because it was kind of cool to watch. When we were watching some of the fighting going on here, we actually had members from Rise and Evil come all the way across the map to start helping out in the field. One even launched a counter rally from all the way across the map. However, because they knew how well Tony fights in the field, that they didn't want to approach him too much. And if you're going to go from all the way across the map just to be scared to get into a field fight, I don't care who it's with, then you're gonna have a bad day. So when you had 4 people with full marches come all the way across the field and not want to fight, yeah, Tony's already coming over here to swarm this one as soon as the tower is built. There it is. Tony's waiting on his infantry. Yeah, he's just going to swarm it to death because they didn't defend it. They built this tower down here to make that connection to let that one die. Just look at him. This is what happens when you don't defend your towers. But it doesn't look like they're trying to. They're just buying time for their shelters to get out. Well, not as interesting to watch. Looks like there's going to be field fighting to take a look at here. We'll head over to G and see if they're going to try and make this, because it looks like they want to. Actually, before I get too far ahead of me, sure, I'm not. Armored Scavenger reset. Yes, I am still buying Jaden fragments. I don't want to just buy all the crap down here, and I can exchange the Jaden fragments for, during Archipelago Raid, or right before it, for free stuff. Still waiting on when that update is going to happen. I'm so excited. Honestly, you reminded me, Gavin, I need to sit down and see how much I have in way of speed-ups. So, let me go... Let me go to G6 real quick so that you can kind of see what's going on there, even if it's not too much. Here. I have my calculator. That is attached to the top commander calculator that I have set up for... Go back to my hours are over. Group return. Backstrap. Capture reward. Locators. Have as many. And oh, I got them backwards. Not as much as I would like, but it'll make a huge dent in what I have left. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure everyone wants Thunder. However, I'm also worried about the 2 new infantry commanders that are coming in, Gavin. If you saw the update during... Sorry, the update during the stream, I went over the developer feedback that was posted in Discord yesterday, and they are going to be dropping 2 new infantry commanders with the next update, which will likely come in after Archipelago Raid is over. That being said, it's very possible that the infantry commanders get added into the rotation before the infantry TC. Meaning it very well could be a Robert, Eddie, and the 2 new commanders, and not Peterson at all. Because they only picked 2 for some stupid reason. I think one of the few whale pairs uses Peterson with Victor, since normally other whales I see Peterson paired with Lewis. Yes, Peterson paired with Lewis in Archipelago is fairly decent, simply because you're expecting to get swarmed. Victor works best against rallies because you're hitting one target or larger targets. Lewis is great for counter swarms. One thing I will make sure that people understand, and I know I talk about him a lot, and I want to make sure I don't confuse anyone. Eddie should not be on your garrison in your shelter. Ever. I know people want the... I know the first thought that people have when getting swarmed is to try and boost your counter damage. This does not work in your shelter, because you never have just infantry squads. That is 44% counter damage that you do not get a hold of, so just avoid that problem if you see it. Raigoros works just fine. Just know that Raigoro doesn't really deal a lot of damage. He gets that beautiful squad counter damage, but he doesn't deal a lot of damage himself. Let's see. Round. Zombies in 16. Blood. About 5 hours. Okay. Yeah, for shelter garrison, people just go with the standard Peterson Lewis for that reason, because they're used to Peterson Lewis. But Peterson Victor can work really well if you're, especially if you're a whale, because you're not going to take a lot of swarms as a whale. At least, hopefully not. Archipelago Raid even less so, because it has a lower aid station turnaround. Dark Seal, yeah, you'll get swarmed. They don't care. Anyone who understands how the points are earned. Swarming a base is, as long as you can win, is amazing point. You'll get all your troops back at the end. Oh, almost all. Going back to G6 so we can get rid of some shelters. It's still quite a ways. Double check on this. Why did it? Oh, reinforcements. Developers, fix that problem. I know I'm getting reinforced by people who aren't in my alliance, but it's reinforcements. Since I'm here, I'll go over this again. I think I went over it yesterday. As far as the military stuff is concerned, I'm currently getting level 10 encirclement, and then level 10 battlefield medicine is all I'll need to get access to this. However, I'm not at level 10 common truck. So I'm letting this one play out, so another 2 weeks off of this timer will put it down at 54 days left. So I'll be able to knock that out and most of the common truck, if not all of it. So with the speed ups that I have, that'll put me 1 research away from 1, maybe 2 researches away from tier 6 going into the Archipelago Raid after this one. And then I don't care how many resources I have to burn to start making a full march of tier 6, I'm doing it. 7 first. You didn't respond. And yeah, you're not in a large alliance. I reached out to you. Have a chat. Talk. Great. Otherwise, I'm going to be so happy to get tier 6. I know I'm still going to be underpowered comparatively, but I will take it. I've been playing this game for 520 days, which is why I find it dumb that they're celebrating their year global launch. It's been over a year. Region 6 came out with global launch, essentially, and I was in one of the first 2 regions made after it launched. This game has been around for a year and a half. Yeah, almost a year and a half. Okay, that's not like it takes a lot of effort. Don't have a lot of time outside of the time that I set aside to stream. I got off last night after midnight due to those rallies that occurred. I didn't want to miss any of that happening though. Okay. The burning shelters in G6 yet? Also, reminder, if you have any action going on in your archipelago that you want to show off, please. Towers are Husky really trying. Sorry, I got distracted. Anyways. Bit of hit and run going. Let's go ahead and see. Okay. That's battles. Used to tell us what was going on here. Four minutes. Tell us. See, down here it's showing it. This is okay. 14. It's probably going on. Golden got pushed back hard. Jade just hasn't built to it yet. Oh, they're getting shut out entirely. Crimson has taken left side and trying to avoid. So it's going to be Crimson and Golden versus Azure and Jade. That's a pretty... Crimson and Golden. Stop giving me that notification. Actually, God. I hope they do allow at least one round of infantry seat Thunder. The new format came right around the time we were get it, and 10 weeks. We having that issue myself was a pain in the ass. Because I wanted to work on my infantry commanders too. Sadly, I wouldn't have been able to do too much more with Thunder Adut because I just recently, I think during the last one, awakened Adut. So if Thunder Adut comes around again, it's nothing for me. I would have to focus on Robert and Eddie, which they could use some work. Not a lot going on here. But if they drop 2 new infantry commanders, which, honestly, I'm trying to think of what they'll do. The garrison meta hasn't changed. Thunder is still the garrison commander. So if they added a different garrison commander, I don't think it would work in their favor. I'm trying to think of what they could do. I just want to have on record what I think the new heroes will be if they're going to be infantry commanders. You're going to have to buy Eddie. Eddie as an infantry commander isn't necessary. He's great to have. If you're an infantry main, he's very solid. But if you're a mixed team, or if you're going for any other troop type, you can avoid Eddie and be just fine. For example, if you were going for riders and you needed to dabble in infantry in order to defend your rider troops for whatever reason, like in arena or in like the festive arena that we have every once in a while, Eddie's skills aren't going to help you too. Counter damage is okay, but the shield is not going to keep him alive long enough, and your infantry stats aren't going to be great enough to be able to make use of it. That's why if you're going to go the route of a rider or a ranged team and you just need to dabble in infantry, Tom, Thunder, and Raigoro are your best bets. But if you're an infantry main, Eddie makes for a solid damage dealer and great support unit for infantry mains. Because if you have the infantry and can control combat, this counter damage is devastating. Or you can use Eddie as kind of a shield, but not a shield. It's like, hey, hit me, I can take damage. It's, hey, don't hit me, I hurt you back. Whereas Thunder holds a tower shield, Eddie would hold a spiked shield, if that makes sense from a fantasy standpoint. I think I ranked Eddie I think I ranked Ed at an A on my new tier list. I remember. He's one of the ones that I would have definitely put somewhere between A and S for being able to abuse that HP debuff mechanic. for infantry mains. Nope, not gonna pay. Make a video for infantry squads without thunder or a DUT for free to play. Sure. That's honestly a pretty easy one to make. Because if you don't have thunder or a DUT, you're missing probably the heaviest hitter and the best garrison. So you need to find a way to be able to still run defense, still run support, and still be able to hurt people. $40. Correct. And that would probably be the starting point. No, I'm the speed. Let me go. Retreat. Hey, Mohammed. Yeah, with the new introductions, I am curious what changes there will be. If it could, because of the sheer amount of infantry commanders that we have, it could very well be an update on the commanders that we currently have. Because let's be honest, we can't put it past the developers to just make better versions of what's already there. So it's very possible that they make a better version of Rigoro and Tom. Since both Rigoro and Tom are available in the police station, I believe. Yes, it's Rigoro and Tom are available in the police station. It's very possible they create a commander that's built like Rigoro and one that's built like Tom, just better. Requirements for joining our alliance is up to that guy. You're welcome to head on over here to G4 and message Z, or you can also reach out to Kev. He also handles things like that. I just enjoy being the face of the whole operation, so to speak. They handle all of the rest of it. Happy to help. That I can abuse that. Yep. That'll save me. Sorry, that was me abusing the increased speed that you get from leaving a structure. If you want to see hot garbage, you can see hot garbage. I built up Catherine because only for the adventure side of things, so she's pretty much it as far as my higher level rider commanders. Freya only got levels because, well, events. I do have Cynthia at 5151 thanks to the police station. Park is completely maxed out thanks to Aunt Pete. I do have Elena because I primarily wanted to see how reports looked with the increased flank damage. Yes, you gotta have testing material. And I have Bella for the same reason, testing out the enemy damage taken debuff on the enemy. But I do not have Sven, primarily for siege, would serve me no purpose, and none of his skills were confusing, to say the least. And Jonathan, I just didn't want him. I didn't want anything to do with that. Yeah, I'm 100% an infantry main. Eddie is probably my weakest infantry unit right now. And he's going to get quite a bit of care come infantry top commander. Oh, cool. Heal speed at 10%. Quad attack of 6%. Training speed at 10%. Zombie kill E. Zombie kill EXP. God, I freaking hate this event. I'll have to do it at least just to play around with it. There were some, not sure if it's still going on. I'll go check that out as I kill the rest of the. Now that I've gotten a look at some towers that aren't taken, like if you want to go see if something interesting is going on, you see how there's the colors here? I would say 9 times out of 10, if all 4 towers are taken, it is a very laid back archipelago because they all went their direction and they've all decided who they're going to be paired up with. But when you come to like G14 here and see that this isn't taken, that means that 2 alliances went the same direction. And since Crimson and Golden both have access to this corner and only Crimson has it, there was some fights that went on up here. And we looked at it. Their Crimson had pushed back Golden almost to their checkpoint, but there was no fighting. But that's where fights could be. Might be. Or that goes. Tank Baron portrait frame. Just give me the updated. Dropped any. Oh yeah, baseball cap. Just not a lot. Now that they've... What's my age? I am actually 32. I'm 32. I'm a father of 4. I play these kind of games in my spare time, which really only exists when my kids are asleep. Sitting on the arm making. I'm hitting. Awesome. I take it you're still in school then, Mohammed? Long before the guy dies. Sneak in. Hey, stay in college. I messed up my opportunity there, but I was young. Ended up finishing it later, but still regretted not finishing it at the time. I went for industrial engineering over a decade ago. I remember it tackling. I still. Thought I had you. Why are you not in the... Back to my shelter. Watch this. Try and pick materials. I think I need 500. That alliance mission to take care of. Come on. Oh well. I helped. Oh, the next Archipelago Raid event will happen literally in 4 weeks. They've got that on a schedule now, so we should be able to check on that in... Thought it showed up. Okay, no, it's not. Archipelago Raid will happen every 4th week. So it'll be Archipelago, then Top Commander next week, which we already have set in stone. The week after this Top Commander will be another Alliance League, then another Top Commander, followed by Archipelago Raid again. Thankfully, I make sure that I have all of those times figured out so that I know when I'm going to be streaming. Because I like to stream the Dark Seals, the Pompeys, and the Archipelago Raids. I missed the last Pompeii because of the holidays, but I won't miss this one. Registration begins tomorrow. It'll be on Saturday. We'll stream that one in the morning and then follow it up with the stream for Archipelago that night. At G19. First check G6 and see if they're still doing anything down here. Continuing to push them back. Yes. They're going to continue pushing them back all the way to their checkpoint. So, cool. But they're not going to have too much resistance. Like there's any reason for fighting. Go see if we can find some fights in Archipelago Raid. 8 maybe. Check out 8. Eight has Jade just stopped. Oh, normal field fighting? Yeah, that's hard to track down. Looks like Jade is going to go ahead and take the north and work with Azure, but considering the level of building that Crimson is doing, doesn't look like they're going to have too much of an issue. Archipelago Raid. 11. 13. Have something. Crimson pushed back Golden all the way to their to their checkpoint, meaning they didn't go this way. So Golden has both of their checkpoints. Throughout which event? For Pompeii or for Archipelago Raid? Because for Pompeii, I usually start the stream about 15 minutes prior so I can set up my buffs and make sure about who's going where. And I sometimes get into the Discord chat with Z because the commentary is just hilarious. Not throughout the entire event on Saturday. I do still want to spend time with my family, but I will be on at around the same times. I like to at least set aside 2 to 3 hours for streaming. Yesterday was an anomaly, but I wasn't about to leave good fighting unwatched. And as much stuff as Tony has done for us in the past, yeah, I'm gonna show off his fighting on the stream if I can. Golden has been pushed back. This might end up being a Golden getting Pity matched with Jade, and that is not going to be a pretty fight, no matter how you look at it. That was G16. I appreciate that, Mohammed. Thank you. Okay. Oh, here we go. Nothing burning. But I'd be willing to bet there's rallies going. While I'm waiting on this to happen, I've gotten a couple of notifications. Yeah, CHmod on YouTube says I need to work on my audio, my speech gets interrupted, and maybe lower the volume. Yeah, I'm just trying to have music in the background for once. I know it can get kind of boring on long streams to just listen. True to the kind of person that I am, having retro gaming music in the background is soothing. Dicky, in the future it should be ROK, HMB, DHX, and Boone, and G1, all in separate legions. That way they have to decide who they're going to pair with, so they get to figure out who's going to win between. Boone's worked with DHX in the past. I've seen HMB ROK. I think I've seen them fight together. Not certain on that. Let me share this. Put my not in my Hopefully they fight. So we'll come back to awesome. Move on to the next one. Okay. Archipelago. It really would, John. Seeing Boone with DHX, because I know they have some cohesion, they know how to work together. HMB with ROK would be a little bit of a language barrier, but they could work. Like 21 also has a tower that wasn't taken. Golden is working their way down to it after pushing Crimson out. Crimson isn't building. Oh, damn. Hoping it was for a better reason than that. Onward. I know this can't be the case. I know it can't. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, boring. That was as ooh. 24 has Azure taking both. Bottom. Golden just not able to do anything. I doubt they're going to make any moves in any direction. Possible. Oh, Azure got pushed back here. There's still some field fighting here. Go ahead and Peter. They're still getting pushed back. Don't have my picture up there. Why did you hop back out there with us, Billy? Let's go take a look. Started. Surely that many shelters stacked up here, there would be something to happen. Unless this is just a standoff. Go, go, go. What is this? Oh, I want to hop in there. Fuck it. I can help Notor. Come on then. Throw something. Cheetah. Gore. Gotta leave. Bree, you need to set that stupid button to sent home. Don't see any buffered. Thunder's Jin. Cool. That out really quick. How strong are you? Cool, I'm keeping up. Yeah, against the ones that can actually hit me. But I'm here to provide emotional support. This is a solid win. One based on armament, but this is beautiful. We'll check 7. We're looking again. Nope, just a Mexican stand. Everyone's standing there looking at each other. Anyways. No, sorry, 27. Possible. Really is nothing now. Crimson got pushed back. Doesn't look like they're putting up much fight. Not right now, anyway. Don't make battle. I don't believe you. This is it. Crimson got locked out. Azure hasn't even. They just told Crimson, nah, you're not allowed to play. They're severely underpowered. Let's see. Focus. Like they're going to take it. They haven't yet. Crimson already made it to their level 7. So this is boring, it's just Golden's being slow. Oh, the last one. Nothing fun. They've all gone their direction. Let's work from the bottom, because these are players that don't really know how to play yet, and I know it was very chaotic for the first time for us as well. Curious to see if there's anything. Crimson kind of just be. Come on. Golden being slow, but it looks as if they're not worried about taking the towers yet. Trying to get. Oh. Shell is. One second. So Golden will take that tower, and they'll probably take the southern tower as well, and just take over this whole side. Hopefully it doesn't ruin their options with allies. Andy Sandy, I'm in G19 as well in the Jade Legion. My previous alliance is there in Crimson, 256 block, but I ain't playing, so I left the region to a newer region for some time out. Yeah, getting out of bad matchmaking, not a problem there. Trying to find. Jade is going to take it, they just haven't yet. Damn. 17 and 27, see. Third. People move around, but that. Still no tower being built. Check on 3. Oh, come on. Yarman, if you're going to pop out, you need to pop out. Go ahead and set up your mass deploy, pick your target, and focus on killing it. You'll have a head start in damage, you'll get your skill off sooner. Or work with your teammates. Say, hey, I want to take out this. They all brought infantry. I want to take out this Adut Lewis. We got one really good siege yesterday. I don't know if you caught that. I had Tony bring up the rally information for me, and it was loved seeing it. The Thunder Adut garrison was not doing them any favors. Just simply because Adut's 4th skill does not activate while in garrisons. You're missing out on 40% infantry attack she can't use. Let's see, they're still pushing back, and yeah, they're gonna knock them back to there. Burned it already, burned it, taken out all the shelters already. Bigger shelter left out here. Tony knows what he's doing. He's not the strongest person on the field, but he knows how to pick his targets. He knows that focusing down a single enemy is always better than trying to take on an entire group. And the second he sees, even if he already has his target weakened to half health, he will stop hitting one to hit a more threatening target if it pops up. Like, I watched him try and focus down a Bella for a couple of minutes, and then someone brought a Lee out. He didn't care. Switched from Bella to Lee immediately. Paying attention, he's picking his targets, he's killing who needs to be killed first. Oh, that wasn't. Hey, buddy, just so you know, he gets you to hit his one troop targets when that tower goes down. You're not going to be able to shield. You're going to have to hope you port out before 20 swarm. But if you have an alliance of people that move like he does, focusing down single targets, hitting the enemies who are bigger threats on the field, then it really demoralizes the enemy a lot faster than it should. And once they see that a group is moving with that level of efficiency, no one wants to even walk in on them, even if they outnumber them. Setting up sure that they stop it from burning immediately. When I watched them set up before, they stopped the burning immediately, which was dumb. Get your garrison in place, then stop the... Or else you're just giving them an opportunity to reset your timer, which is 20 minutes. Ridiculously. Once your garrison's in place, you recover a little bit while they try and rally you back down. Doesn't look like 47. 8. Give me something. Oh, might have something. Come on. Burning? No, nothing. Hell, they even backed up in anticipation instead of setting up to try and defend the tower. $48. Crimson buttons. Building that one. Jade is already set up defensive. Okay, measure just back, I guess. Or 5 Azure League. They had Golden took it. Bring the mic back closer. This is where possible. Golden just hasn't taken fighting him for being slow. 5 alliances being slow. I think this is gonna be it. Sadly, there's just not enough. Damn shame. Azure's just there's there have been some fighting here at this point, but sorry. Anyways, I apologize for there not being too much going on today. Hopefully, Phase 2 will give us a bit more action. Have some more. Really nice. Checking on G. Man, I really want you all to build this. Oh. Appears to be a field battle between Tom Rigoro and Adut Tom. I already tell you that unless there is a strong difference in power, that Adut Tom should win. Oh, no. Mad Crazy's gonna say no, even though it's supposed to be a 1v1. Brett was just trying to have a fight. Yeah, see, just the Adut Tom has more power. Oh, and he's staying there and get hit by 2. He's not going to be able to take that, though. But, got assistance. This 2v2 out for Lion and 7. Weird still seeing a Rigoro Charlie on 30. That shouldn't be the case. Yes, Rigoro Charlie is a very solid defensive pairing in Arena, but there's almost no reason to hit it on the field. Looks like they're getting a little bit of assistance from the other side. And they're seeing that. Charlie just doesn't provide the infantry buffs that other commanders do. Let's take a look. Heading over to G19 and try to foresee the outcome. Okay. Ooh. If you want me to take a guess right now, the primary thing Crimson and Jade are going to be up against is the fact that Azure and Golden build faster. If Azure and Golden pick one legion to build to the 7 and leave the other legion to save resources to build to the 8, then Azure, well, but let's get a hypothetical. Say Golden builds to the level 7 here, and Azure saves their resources. This puts Azure in a position to build to the left side of this mountain range, build around this corner for the 8, and potentially make it fast enough to build around this corner to the 6, to this side of it. If they can get a defensive position, it's going to take a lot to bring that down. And that'll give Golden plenty of time to get the resources they need to build to Crimson to make it a 2v2. Because what I'm seeing right now, Crimson is building fairly well. But where Crimson has 4 towers past their level 5 checkpoint, Golden has 8. Meaning they're building better as an alliance, as a legion. I don't like how this is set up. If you were already going to have to do this, you could have made this stretch in 2 towers. Actually, might have taken 3, as opposed to the 5 you have here. So let's check the power. 11 with a 3.2.5, 2.7, 2.9. Crimson has 3 billion power appliances. Golden has a 3.3. Second. Sorry, really trying not to cough in your all's ears today. And Azure has 2 3 billions, but they also have a 2.4 in here. Without looking at every single alliance's members, just basing it off the power, they do seem to be fairly even in overall power, but the building speed is what's going to make the difference here. If Azure and Golden can set up defensive positions, I think they can hold off Crimson and Jade. Hold on, is this? I think it is. No, it's not the same alliance. Never mind. I think they can hold them off. And that's what it'll end up being. If Golden and Azure get to the 8 and surround it first, I think they take the win. Not saying that Crimson and Jade don't have the power to overcome them. It's just there's such a disadvantage to attacking versus defending. Such a disadvantage. So if Crimson and Jade want to change that outcome, then 1, they need to build a bit more efficiently. And they need to build quicker. Or show that they can. So, hopefully that answer satisfies you. I know you said earlier you were in Jade Legion, which you have two towers past your level 5 checkpoint, so it's not like you're not building, but compared to what Golden and Azure are doing, I think you'll have a rough time. Oh, cool. They are slightly stronger on paper. Like I said, I didn't look at any members too much. From here. That's not. Tower should be down now in G6. Should be able to see. Shelters being. Oh, look at them. Everyone's there. Immediately swarming and a Dut Jaden. Yeah, with how important defense is in these type of events, getting cement early can make a huge difference. Not going. Don't have to touch that one. Kill it immediately. While you all get to watch this for a moment, I'm going to take the opportunity. They will swarm those down to nothing. I will return. I have returned. Yeah, they're just going to swarm them down to nothing. Sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom. And that's fine slow building. Just know that slow building will not work once phase 2 starts. If you aren't building as fast as possible. Actually, on that note, looks like the are pretty much gone. Our alliances need to make sure that this is ready to go, because your enemy's going to use it. If this skill is ready to go for you at the start of phase 2 and the level 6 checkpoint opens, hit it as soon as you're building your first tower, because it depends on the Alliance Legion on who builds first. It very well could be, hey, this alliance starts building first and they build all that they can, and then alliance number 2 pops this skill and builds all the towers that they can, so on and so forth. a 200%, well, once it's maxed out. If you have this skill, make sure it's ready, because I think it lasts for an hour, which should get you about 4 towers built, even in Archipelago Raid. Oh, here we go. They're not gonna fight back though. That's a Azure's focused on this. Can't blame him. Four minutes to cross the map for them. Can't complain about that speed. Isn't a chrono trigger enough? Seeing how quickly I can cross them. Eh. I am speed. If on that note, it does look if Jade has taken miles away. Don't look at actually. Oh, they're built. Anyways, point in the game, I really wish there was. Without the out of action first 3 days, and I'd do. Boone is already built. They're running around for whatever reason. Abuse. It is. Phase 2, it's the same. Same rewards for during Archipelago. I wish I could. Stop looking at strategy. Oh, I want to follow the strategy as closely to the letter as I can. Stop it. Couple. Man, I hate waiting for Top Commander to come out and stuff. Head back to hot up and part of it. They're just building there to make sure they can't go anywhere. Damn. No, he wasn't lying. That is a 40% increase to squad travel speed on top of the 60%. You have a good night then. Thank you for joining the stream. I always appreciate you seeing you in the chat there. Percent. Ow. March. I can already say that I'm probably not going to stay on this stream for too much longer. There's just not a lot going on, and I was up till midnight last night. Go ahead and check out the different regions, how they're. Just to give a quick analysis, Jade is definitely a lot faster than expected. Jade having already reached 6, it's up to Jade and Azure on who to conserve resources for the 7. Golden appears to be 7 now. I'm not an architect. But it looks like as a whole, Golden and Crimson are building much faster. Hopefully tomorrow there'll be more going on. I know a lot will be happening during phase 2. I hope that I can get on early enough to catch it all, because most of that happens at reset. That would help. Definitely that. Okay. As for G1, I still don't see ROK losing it. This one will be in. Looking at this, Azure doesn't have the manpower that the other 3 do. They're not going to build as quickly. HMB and DHX are exactly as expected them. BTW is a bit behind, but they have some towers thrown in there. They do also appear to be building back to their other level 4, which gets them some passive resources. Can't really complain there. If they can get enough of them over the course of the time they have left, which I'll go ahead and... It's, what is it, 360 an hour. If they, even if they only have it running for a day, that's 8,600 resources on top of everything they already get. Nice. So, unless BTW picks up, this will be a fair fight on who gets to where first. But if BTW and Crimson pick up the pace, I don't know if HX can hold off both HMB and BTW, as well as all of the assistance they're going to be getting. Especially with Azure being a little bit on the slower side. And not really having the same level of power as the other. Soar is good, 250, but back in Region 251, they don't have the same level of alliance production. They're missing out on a lot of stats. Anyways, G3. I think this is a runaway one for already built to their 6 and the 7. Crimson is looking like they're set up to assist Boone with Jade building south instead of north. Azure is kind of locked off, but Azure is also going to end up being paired with Jade, and the only way they're going to be able to help is to try and slow down Boone by cutting him off. I don't see them being able to any other way because they've locked it off here. Azure can't get to the center without going through Boone or Jade, and since Jade's going to be faction pair for them, that's really going to hurt Jade a lot. I hope they realize that before it's too late. Archipelago Raid Battle 2. You've already seen G4, and I'd like to keep my thoughts on that to myself for hopefully obvious reasons. We have Crimson building okay. Jade has built all the way to their 6. The level 6 checkpoint. Azure is being low, but Golden is picking up the slack there. So as long as Azure makes it to their level 6 and Golden can get down to their 7 in time without losing too many resources, this is going to be an even fight as far as building is concerned. Now, just looking at the power, there is a 5 build INT. Max is a 4 billion from Duff. We've seen Duff before when they were earlier region. H-Loon is carrying this one. And then you have Hats, kind of. So they kind of overpowered Golden and Jade, putting them with 5 billion power alliances. Again, I complain about that so much. Don't get me wrong, it was very nice to do as well as we did in the last Archipelago Raid. We carried as hard as we were. Ugh. Makes it less fun. Can we stop it? Patrick, stop. Archipelago Raid, and we'll look at G6 since we've been at it quite a bit lately. Last one. Golden, built to their level 6, hasn't built 7. Crimson has made it only 1 tower past their level 5. Nothing in the top corner because Jade and Azure are going at it, and it's really annoying to know that Jade is going to have to essentially be alone. And between Hot 9, Rise, and Bull, these are people I've seen play. Hot 9, I am curious about one. Yeah, I don't see Golden and Crimson losing this unless Azure and Jade can reconcile their differences. However, it is fairly clear that Golden is going to help Azure fight against Jade as much as possible. They're currently setting up a defensive position around it so that they can't even get out. And if Azure can't get out into the side, they can't cut them off. But with that, I really don't have anything to show you all. There's not much going on today. Level 7 treasure cities will open up in 18 and a half hours. The treasure cities will open. That'll help solidify which alliances are going to be in which factions, and we can wait from there to see what the factions are and start taking the checkpoints. Once these are open and the center area opens up to everybody, then things will get interesting. We'll try and keep tabs on the other regions that have already started fighting and see if we can catch any of the action for next stream. But I do apologize that there wasn't that much going on this time. I'm gonna get my rest tonight and back on time tomorrow to start this stream up with everybody and hopefully have some more going on. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments of the video or reach out to me on Discord or in game. Make sure I keep this is my commander ID. You can always reach out and friend me. But that being said, I don't really have anything else for you. I appreciate everybody who comes into the stream. Love hearing from you all, and honestly, when I started this, I didn't expect to have any viewers when I started doing it. The fact that I can average between 5 and 10 already, and with some of the more active ones being in the 15 to 20 range, is just phenomenal. So thank you all for that. But with that, that's everything. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off.